Hey, Facebook friends, Marianne here. This is going to just be a short shout out, but it's actually a very important one. And it's because people like me actually rely on hemp oil, that's CBD, no THC involved. We rely on it in order to keep ourselves from having seizures. And I use a brand called Charlotte's Web, and it was created by a family who had a little girl who had much worse seizures than I do. We're talking full polymorph seizures on a regular basis. She wasn't expected to be able to live, past the age of 10. And because her family was able to figure out how to grow a very pure strain of hemp, not the kind of hemp that most people find, which is basically for rope and, has all sorts of chemicals added to protect it, as it grows, and it ends up having a lot of chemicals you don't want in your body. But true hemp that is created just for the purpose of medical purposes. They created this and their daughter lived to be about 25 years old. And unfortunately, she died from COVID. But she was able to regain her life, get a degree, and have so much life in her. And for me, if some of you look back at my social media, you'll see there are moments in time where I'm walking around with a cane. And in my worst time in my life, I actually had to walk around with a cane, barely able to move, in excruciating pain, 24/7. And I thought that was going to be the way my life was until many thanks to Alan Keith, who did some research, and my husband, Joshua Frank, and they found out about Charlotte's Web. Charlotte's Web truly did give me back a lot of my life. I've been able to do kickboxing, been able to ski, been able to dance. You've seen videos of me dancing. That's a true medical miracle. And it was made possible because of Charlotte's Web hemp oil. And the reason why I'm sharing all this is right now there is a bill in the state of Texas that's being pushed forward, which would make that illegal to have CBD oil in the state of Texas. I don't understand how this is possible because Mitch McConnell, a Republican, actually fought very hard for CBD oil to be seen as something totally different from marijuana, which it is. Hemp is not marijuana. You cannot get high off of it. And it gives people like me our lives back so that people like me aren't dealing with excruciating pain on a 24/7 basis. So for those of people who live lives like I do, really reliant on CBD, if I go 5 days without it, I'm going to start beginning to have symptoms. So that's the most I can go without having access. And there are a lot of people who have much worse situations than I do. So for all of you that are hearing about this bill, or if you haven't heard about it, I want to give a shout out to you. Retta Bowers, Victoria Neve, any of those of you that are involved in politics in Texas. I hope that my talking about this puts a personal face to this bill, because if this happens, it's going to be near impossible for someone like me to live in Texas unless I was breaking the law. A lot of people like me rely on this to be able to live functional lives. This is really threatens our well-being. So I just wanted to put a shout out there. Please do your own research and you'll see you cannot get high off of CBD. There is no THC in it. I have people in my family who ruined their lives because of marijuana. I want nothing whatsoever to do with THC and marijuana. If that works for other people, that's great, that's fine. But I don't think that we should be in a situation where people are linking CBD, hemp, with marijuana as if it's the same thing, because it is not. And I cannot emphasize that enough. I was one of those kids that never touched anything. I don't like to drink. It gives me migraines. I don't like being around smoke. I cannot stand the smell of marijuana. I believe it's called skunk very appropriately. I don't like being around people that are high. It's annoying to me. I don't want to be high. But I don't want to live with excruciating pain or have like what happened with my friend Joel on a plane where doing a seizure, I threw my water on him. I mean, it is not a fun way of life to have. It sounds funny, but it's not funny. So if you have any idea what kind of change it makes, almost everyone's had a crick in your neck, that excruciating pain that you have in your neck, imagine having that all over your body and having it jerk you in many directions. That's what it feels like. It's impossible to be a productive member of society like that. So I hope that this reaches out to all of you. Please pay attention to what they're trying to push, that they are trying to push to make CBD hemp oil illegal in the state of Texas. And please consider what it means for people like me who rely on it to not have seizures interrupt our lives. Thank you.